Okay, in this demonstration, I'm going to show you how Cloud Extend can track the creation of marketing collateral, and it'll also illustrate how Cloud Extend can handle attachments, both attachments to email messages and also attachments to objects in Salesforce. So in this scenario, I'm a marketing department. I want to track creation of a new sell sheet, a new piece of marketing collateral. So I start running my Cloud Extend wizard from the home screen. The very first thing I have to do is give it a name. So I'll say professional liability coverage for plumbers. Maybe that's a new area for us. By default, it's making me the project lead. It's saying we need to select the business user, which is a contact in Salesforce. In fact, he's Barney Rubble. And the general counsel for this project is going to be Betty Davis, another contact in Salesforce. So after that initial screen, you'll see that if I go to my custom object called Sell Sheets, you'll see we've now created a sell sheet for that professional liability coverage for plumbers. This is a custom object in Salesforce that we created, and you'll see in it that we have a main area which has minimal information, and then we have a section in the custom object for each stage of the process. And this was a multi-stage process that one of our customers implemented. There's a stage where you review the draft copy, the business owner has to approve the copy, general counsel has to approve the copy, and then you get into a design stage, overall approval stage, and then preparing files. So notice that we've automatically set up the target dates to complete each of these tasks. As we go through the Cloud Extend wizard, we'll fill in the actual date. That makes it possible for you to report later on which deadlines were met and which deadlines were missed. You're able to easily see where things stand in the process. We'll also record everything that we're doing in the activity history here as well. So, coming back into my guide, the process is to first decide whether we're using an internal writer or an outside contractor. We'll use an internal writer in this case, and that's going to be Andy is going to be our writer. And we could change the due date, but there's no need for that. And now we're going to send an email to Andy, which says you've been assigned this task. Maybe personalize this a little bit and say, hope all is well. Here's a new one for you. And notice we can attach a file with background information if we want. So maybe I would, put the launch plan template document in. When I click OK, that sends email out to Andy. It also creates a task for him so that he knows he has a task. And I've got this all set to email to myself so that we're not sending out tasks to people internally. And if you notice, if I go into this task, it says, Dear Andy, hope all is well. Here's a new one for you. And I got that launch plan template attached to it. If I come back to my sell sheet, we'll also see that there is a task assigned to Andy. So we know where this thing stands. Now, I'm here waiting for Andy to send back my draft copy. When I get it back, I click continue. Now I'm going to attach his draft copy. So there it is. I'm going to attach a file. And next, we're going to send this out to the business user, who's Barney Rubble. Find the attached draft copy. You've got a date for approval. When I click continue, that sends the email message with the attachment out to Barney Rubble. So if I check my email, here it is. Again, I've coded this to all come to me. And there's the draft copy that we received from the writer. It's now over to Barney for his approval. If I come and I look at the sell sheet object again, we'll see that Andy beat his deadline quite easily. He finished his work by January 15th. Coming down, we'll see there's now a pending task for Barney Rubble due February 4th. And we've got a copy of the draft copy attached right to the Salesforce object, which you could open up and take a look at any time. So what you're seeing here is the ability of Cloud Extend to track a process through. We're sending out attachments for people to review. We're getting back their approvals. We're keeping copies of those attachments. Now, for instance, let's say the business owner comes back and he approves it, but he has edits. So now we need to attach the edited file. And so maybe it's this About Us doc. We need to attach that to the sheet. And now this is going to go out and get sent to the general counsel for his or her approval. So now the email goes to Betty Davis. It's got a copy of the edited copy. That goes out. Again, if I come over and show you the email message, Here's that revised copy. Now we've got that draft copy with edits. If I come back to the sell sheet, again, we can track things right through the stages. So come back to the sell sheet. We see that Barney Rubble met his deadline. He also approved today, January 15th. If I come down, we can see all the tasks that have been completed. Here's the pending task with Betty Davis. And we can see the original draft copy, and then we can see the draft copy with edits requested by the business owner. So this process would continue. We're now waiting for the general counsel to approve. If the general counsel says this needs negotiation, then you go into a process where you're prompted to call Betty Davis and work through. And once you get through that, of course, you would put the now negotiated copy as an attachment, and that would get sent out to further people down the chain. So that was a demonstration of how Cloud Extend can manage a process of creating a new piece of marketing collateral using attachments, emails for approvals, and you're able to track that process and easily see where the process stands at any given point.